Pradeep, I've already introduced you.
परम पूज्य सदगुरु जी को भाव भरे प्रणाम। This is my golden opportunity in my life to share my thoughts with blessing of Sri Sadguru ji. Whatever you are going to listen is his inspiration, his expectation, his willingness. I'm just giving my voice, but prana, energy is from Sri Sadguru ji. I will read my paper so that I will not miss anything which I get inspiration through Sri Sadguru ji. With humbleness, I would like to say I am presenting this topic in my life for the first time. I mean it. My Guru, from whom I learned farming, would always advise me that never teach or never present farming in public as science of spirituality, because people may misunderstand. For the first time today, with blessing and inspiration from Sadhguruji, I am making an exception today. I don't know why. Farming and spirituality depends on personal development and growth. But here, the really exception. Everybody is inclined towards spirituality. So this is the right platform where I can express my thoughts of my experience for the last 30 years. I remember whenever I would ask Sri Dabholkarji a question related to this subject, he would never answer me directly. He would always say, Deepak, it is your experience and that cannot be mine. He and appreciation that if I speak about combining spirituality and farming, then people might feel that the results that they see in my farm a result of some spiritual powers, and therefore may withdraw from trying to out a science on their own farm. So farmer will not implement the methodology. But let me say here, entire farming, why farming? Entire life, entire universe is nothing but a way of spirituality. Everything what is happening is with precise science of spirituality. With this concept and clarity, I proceed with. However, today I feel like sharing my thoughts of how I see farming and spirituality as one. Maybe time has come for me to share with all of you what I have realized and experienced over last 30 years. Working in the farm, I hope that inspiration from all of you and with the grace of Divine Guruji and energy, we will be all make his planet greener and worth living for the coming generation. All over the world, scientists are worried about the state of planet. I believe there are always ways to live more abundantly with a different way and different scale of measurement and approach. I am here to share and learn from you. It will be and manifested what will be going to be shared with you now. When I received a request to present my thoughts just yesterday, I first started writing a note to explain with Nechiko farming science. While doing this, I realized, why should I talk only about the farming? After all, everything in the universe is spiritual. So now I'll step by step say how farming is inclined with spirituality. The science of Nechiko can only flavor and manifest if we get spirit in ourselves to help us. I have come to realize that it is not the activity, but it is person who is doing that activity with conviction and motivation that matters. How we see that matters more important. Spirituality, for me, is nothing but having a sensitivity of feeling everyone's pain as one's own and living my life by supporting, enriching, and enhancing others' life with abundance. With this clarity, if we see the entire plant kingdom, we are see that it serves humanity with the spirituality. I will share one example. When a plant finds out that its fruit is not consumable by the human, it invites the insects to eat the fruit and himself entirely so that human do not consume it. What better example of spirituality? When plant understand, when fruit understand that I am not able, I am not in a good condition, I am not in the good health condition to be consumed by human, plant invites insects, surrender his own life so that human will not consume. Why? Why plant and fruit surrender his life to save humanity? Here relationship of spirituality comes. At conscious level, plant kingdom is lower level and human is higher level. So when we consume fruit symbiotically increase on conscious level. So he wants to offer himself as the best form to humanity. And human, when consume the fruit, he gets the energy to know who am I? What is my role? Even to sit in a meditation, we require energy. And energy comes from the fruits, food. So simultaneously, symbiotically, our word is proper, fruit get conscious level high and human get energy to know who am I, why I am here. So both are getting benefit when we consume the fruits. So fruit wants to be in better condition. But human is so smart, he kills the insects. He doesn't understand the offering done by the plant and the fruits. This only be possible when with all of us who are blessed by the Guruji can work with farming with this clarity. Next example. It looks like we as a human species have known all this, but maybe we have forgotten. We probably have lost our way somewhere. And we are getting the path through Guruji now for onward. Our earth has ability. I'm giving you another example how this earth, nature, everything is tuned, is one with everyone. Our earth has ability to produce herbs which are essential for the maintenance of health of every being living on this planet. For example, you maybe have observed that when jaundice is spread in the village or in nearby area, in a region, the land automatically, or earth, land, soil, automatically produce a plant we call bhui avli. I don't understand the name of English, but bhui avli is a very thin plant having some fruit just below the leaves. Very thin fruit just below the leaves. We call bhui avli. I'm sorry to say, I don't want English word, I don't have. Anybody can help afterwards. Humans are cured of the disease by consuming bhui avli. Human also get inspiration. If I take this plant and consume, I'll be all right. Similar is the case of cow. Cow get inspiration in 6 months in advance. That my cow caretaker is going to be sick after 6 months. Cow goes in a forest, consumes such types of herbal plants, the aura of that plant and the aura of the human being can balance. So cow goes in a forest, consumes such plant, come back by urine and cow dung, spreading on the farm, because it is before 6 months. The cow dung become manure, some plants will come out, and farmer will consume that plant, the fruits, vegetable, whatever. By eating that fruit, vegetable, herbal plants, a cow taker will be okay. Such a nice relationship. How cow understand? 6 months advance. This is what we are seeing through our naked eyes. It already started 6 months advance in your 7th bodies, inside the body, which we can't see. Cow can realize. Is it not oneness with a cow and human being? But we forget the relationship. Next example. Similarly, again a basic example. Similarly, microbes knows the deficiency of nutrition, the plant which are growing nearby. That microbes give the message to the earthworm. Earthworm get the message. Earthworm goes up to 8 feet, which is a local earthworm, and bring out nutrition, consume it, digest it, and leave it in the form of extracta near the root zone of the plant. And plant get all the nutrition required by that plant. All this happening without any expectation. It is just situation of the being. They don't know we are doing some help to the plant. Earthworm does not get a pressure that I did something. No. It is happening everything in the nature. It is offering everybody to each other. Next, I will now talk about how plants are sensitive, and react to our emotions. Even a single thought of a farmer who going to visit a farm, a plant, and harvest the fruit without taking permission, plant absorb the energy, nutrition inside. And just what you are getting is the a body without the prana. Or if you harvest the medicine, it has no capacity of curing it. And that's why our Ayurveda Vedacharya, when patient members visit to the Ayurveda Ved, he will go in the forest, he requests the plant, "Oh Ardusi, Mr. So-and-so is sick, I will come tomorrow, I'll visit to you, I will take some leaves from you, please come with rasa and kasa. Please come with full of energy to cure the patient." And plants become ready. Date leaves will cure to the patient, not by purchasing medicine from the market. There is no relation. There is no connection. It is only liquid without energy. And that's why many medicines come from the foreign back because they say there is no curing capacity. This is on physical level, but on spiritual level, it is more higher if you take plants, permission, even the fruits. If human beings all do farming with their own hands, and before harvesting fruits, take permission, 10% of food what we are consuming today will be sufficient to fill our energy. Because the entire fruit of seeds will come with full of energy, full with concern, oneness, offering. So these are very basic examples. Before harvesting the fruit, we should take the permission of the plant. In nature, all types of plants live in a perfect harmony with each other. So I'm give again example this. A short type like plants, say weeds. Weeds surrender their life to upgrade the bush. Middle life plant. A middle life plant surrender their life to grow bigger lifetime of fruits, trees. And big trees under the canopy, they allow to grow mid-term and short-term life plants all together. So all universe is working together, offering his life entirely to upgrade another life. See harmony, see oneness. We all forgotten all such types of behavior of the plant and nature. How I am shifting to very basic science of the 5 basic elements. Now, we know we are nothing but a combination of 5 basic elements: Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jala, and Prithvi. My friends, all things which becomes from Nirakar to Akar, all are passing through the one step by step. Everything from space or from Akash comes to Vayu form. Vayu becomes Agni, Agni becomes Jala, and Jala becomes Prithvi. During this process, 6 rasa produce. And the 6 rasa.
If you raise your hand, you'll get the microphone.
When you say to give back the roughage of the plant, so I herbal garden and I organically herbal garden, and we have winter where I live. So at the end of the season, I'm removing the dead part of the plant. I think as I hear you, I think I'm not doing it properly. So can you explain exactly what I would do with that dead material?
Whatever left plants, it should be given back to the soil. Not to grow, not to throw even single grass outside the farm or outside the terrace or outside the plant. It should go back to the earth, back to the soil. It will become again a food for the new plants to become.
See, the important thing is to understand that nothing is really dead. The soil that you're walking upon, is it dead? So why is a cut plant dead? It's not dead. Even a dead body is not dead. If you keep a dead body here, it'll spring forth with life, too many lives, isn't it? From one body, do you know how many maggots will come? So there is really nothing dead. That is the fundamental thing that one has to understand. Nothing is dead. Everything that is just material for life. Either it's an active life or it's in the process of becoming an active life. Actually, the soil is much more active than you and me. Do you know this? The soil is actually far more active than your body and my body. It's much more. So there is really nothing dead. The planet is not dead, it's alive. If you are a booming voice, you can.
What do you do when you have plants which catch ants easily and it spreads? If we should not use the medicines that are there in the market, the synthetic medicines. Is there anything you can suggest which is natural?
Good. Answer is a little bit lengthy, but I'll give because everybody is thinking synthetic pesticides not to use, but now use organic pesticides. Both are wrong. Why? 10 years before, we used DDT to kill our mosquitoes. Are you agree? And now, mosquito has created a resistant power to exist or to live against the DDT pest or synthetic medicines. Similarly, tomorrow, if you use a neem earth or any other types of organic pesticide what we are using, say neem, particularly neem earth or tambaku or chili, something like that, tomorrow plants, insects will also create resistant power against your organic pesticides. Then what you will do? You will stop farming? Or you surrender yourself, as Guruji said, to the plant and finish the life? No. Answer is, create a plant such insects will not like to visit. Create a resistant power.
In South India, they're using Coca-Cola.
create a fertile soil, a healthy mother, the birth of child will be healthy. And no disease will affect to a healthy child. Same thing with our plant. Create a soil such a way, we call Amrut Mitti, that no insect will come. Again, visiting of insects is indicating that fruit not to be consumed by human. Please remember, don't try to find any alternate medicine to misguide or to kill with any other medicine or any other alternate approach, because please be clear, insects are not coming by themselves. They are invited. There's two words in Hindi, amantran and nimantran. Nimantran, which you can't refuse. Amantran is welcome. If you are coming, we are happy. But if you can't come, we understand you are busy. But plants निमंत्रित करता है इंसेक्ट को, आमंत्रित नहीं करता, इंसेक्ट को आना ही पड़ता है. Insect has to visit to finish his fruit, because fruit not to consume by human. So answer is not to find any alternative medicine, wait for new plant, create our own soil such that fruit comes more healthy for consumer, for human being.
Now similar things are not only being done to the plant, it's being done to the human being himself. Instead of eating the right kind of food which will make us healthy enough, 52% of human body is bacteria. If you keep the body in a certain way, this 52% of bacteria, 52% of human body weight is bacteria. And if you have 1 trillion cells, you have 100 trillion bacteria in the body. That means only 1% of you in numbers, only 1% of you is you, 99% of you is bacteria. If you go by democratic system. Now, with so much bacteria, you don't fall sick if you keep this body in a certain way. They can also live, you can also live. If you kill all the bacteria, you will become half and you will also die. The pharmaceuticals, the way… the so-called life-saving drugs that we are swallowing today because we want to be on tomorrow morning for whatever hits us today, today there's substantial research which says that the generation which uses heavy antibiotics, probably 3 generations later, those people will be decimated human beings because the bacteria will not survive in their body. Genetically, they will carry this, that the bacteria doesn't want to enter their body. If the bacteria doesn't enter, you will become half your weight right now. If all the bacteria exit right now, you will become half. So, you're healthy, not because there is no bacteria here. Kill, 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 this is not the answer. Make this in such a way that bacteria can live, you can also live. So the first thing, you see even the level of difference between people who live in tropical countries and people who particularly live in United States, not even so in Europe. Europe is little better. Europe, they still know that food comes out of land. In America, it all comes out of the mall, you know. You see, the first thing that you have is the moment you come here and drink water, you will fall ill. Not because the water is impure. Now they're labeling all the water in this country and everywhere else in the world is impure and everybody is carrying a… whatever this, mineral water, there's nothing mineral about it. It is mineral water means you must collect from a mountain stream which is rich in minerals and it's good, full of bacteria too. You kill all the bacteria and put in this bottle and drink. And now when you come and drink somewhere else, the first thing is you fall sick. People can't take water. There are 1 billion people surviving here drinking that water. But you declare this water as unsafe. It's a completely wrong attitude to life because 52% of your body is bacteria. And if you kill them, you cannot exist. In recent times, this has become a… I do not know how many, but the number has crossed a couple of million. In United States, there are over 2 million people or so, I do not know the exact number, but it has reached that kind of million kind of number. People in whose bodies the bacteria doesn't survive. These are people in early childhood, because of some congenital infections or whatever, they were given heavy antibiotics and bacteria doesn't survive. Whatever you eat, you cannot digest, so they have to be fed pre-digested food. If they put any food into the system to digest, it is not your digestive system which does the breaking down of the food, it is the bacteria which does this. When you kill bacteria systematically right from your childhood, the bacteria cannot survive and to keep up their weight, they have to put pre-digested food. And one of the treatments that they're doing right now is, they're taking fecal matter, mixing it with saline water and putting it into the system, full of bacteria, fecal matter. Now once you put the bacteria, people are recovering. So if you don't eat right, if you don't grow your food right, tomorrow you will end up eating shit, literally. It's not working, please. On 11. என்னமோ ரெண்டு பேர் பேசிக்கிறோம்.
Two new words I heard today, that's Nechuko farming, and about surviving something, entiro and all you were talking about, I'm not able to catch the word.
No, it's just a combination of nature and eco.
Another word you're talking about. Okay.
He's not a farmer, he's a literary person. Anybody, please.
Namaste, Anna. To make sure that I got whatever you have said, I can say the answer for the question you have asked, whether banana eating.
You got the
I,
answer?
I believe, as per the things you have said, I think it is soil eating soil.
If you get the answer, you will not question anything. You become silence.
I have a song for that. The answer.
I mean it.
Namaskaram. What you can say about food, which is, I have a feeling that we eat food which is grown in the zone where we are living. What you can say about that? Is it advantageous, or we are importing greens or any vegetable from some other zone, some other locality, and then eat it? Which one will be advantageous?
Best grow with your own hands and consume the same.
About the region, I mean, the
Reason, yeah,
geographical
it is-
region and the food
it
which can
It is
grow.
better to eat in your surrounding area. What is surrounding area which you can grow by walking distance? It is your ecosystem. It is your neighborhood area. So if you eat longer distance, we call eco food mile. If food comes in your plate, is away from 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers, it increases the global warming. So first basic concept is we should eat with minimum distance. Best is walking distance. Do your own self, that is the minimum food mile.
Be little more cycling distance.
Namaskaram. What is the role of weeds, and how do you pull it without feeling bad?
Without feeling bad. Good. Answer is again go to the nature. Who dig the pit for planting a mango tree in the forest? No one. Why we want today? It is disturbance with ecosystem. To digging, we are creating a violence. No need. No need.
No, I think they didn't get it. The thing is, farming means we always think to plow, to dig and, not understanding or not being alive or not being aware to the reality that most of the farming is done in the first 9 to 12 inches of the land. Now your tractor goes and turns it upside down, and we are very happy. The life which would have survived very well beneath the soil, you expose it to the sunlight, it just, I would say 90%, everything dies. Only what dives deep inside at that moment will survive, rest will all die. Without that bioactivity, there is no way you can grow anything sensibly. In any sensible extent, you cannot grow it without that bioactivity. You're killing everything and then trying to grow. It doesn't grow. So you put urea, you put this one, you put sulfate, you put this phosphate, this, that. So you have a chemical cocktail, but you don't have food in its real sense. This might have almost slipped out of people's experiences these days, but people who come from smaller towns and villages, I'm sure it's still in your experience. In your childhood, when you went into your back garden and you just plucked something and ate, how it tasted. Today something comes from the market, you eat that vegetable and see how it tastes. Taste is only one parameter. If you want, you can chemically test it. It's very, very different. I would say, like where I grew up, even today, there is farm vegetables and there is country vegetables. But I think in Coimbatore city it's mostly gone, it's all farm vegetable. Almost in every city it's all farm vegetable. When we say farm, we mean mechanized farm. So if you really check it up in terms of nutrients, I would say at least about 70% of loss has happened in the last 25 to 30 years. So what we used to eat 30 years ago, you may have to eat 3 times or 4 times to get the same nutrients, and nobody can eat that much. So naturally, all doctors are saying now, unless you pop a pill or unless you eat non-vegetarian food, there is no way you can nourish your body. They're proving to you that you cannot nourish your body with vegetarian food. We have lived in this land for thousands of years on vegetarian food pretty well. And without any animal product, not even with milk, without even using milk, people have survived and lived well. That is because the food was grown in a certain way. Just 30 years ago, how the quality of vegetable was and how it is today. It is bigger, of course, today. It's much bigger, weighs better, it's good for the market, but not good for the man.
It gives me inspiration to tell more again for your question. When we till, organic carbon released from the soil and become carbon dioxide, so life reduces, one. Second most dangerous point is water holding capacity is becoming less, so you need more water, which is going to be a bigger problem for the farmers too. Third, microbial life you already explained. Fourth, erosion. Erosion of the soil, it becomes 10 to 80 tons per hectare per annum. A 1 inch of soil takes 500 years to prepare. So if there are so many other reasons, why not to dig, why not to till?
The usage of water in modern-day agriculture is quite criminal. Normally, for example, to grow a coconut tree, the drip irrigation companies will tell you, drip irrigation is a way of economizing on water. They will tell you minimum 50 to 60 liters of water per tree. I have personally grown my coconut trees with about 8 to 9 liters of water. One pot, which is about 9 liters of water, and with this you can grow a coconut tree very well if you take care of the soil in a certain way. But they put 50 liters with drip irrigation, with flood irrigation they are putting, I don't know, 1,000 liters per tree.
And with this system, you get 400 coconuts, by flooding you get only 80 to 100 coconuts. So what you want? With more water, less fruit, or with less water, more fruit? More question.
The weed, the weed that grows in your garden besides the…
Plant.
Yeah, the ones you have to pull, not necessarily till. What do you do with those?
Oh. Answer in short, in details, but weeds are the friends. Weeds source of energy. If you observe, no insects visit the weeds. Weeds are so vital, no insect affect to weeds. And we are so innocent or so smart, if we remove the vital plant as a weed and throw out, nature grow weeds to harvest sun energy and to give back amrut from the soil extracted by the weeds and to be given to the plant nearby. So weeds are the source of extracting amrut from the soil and harvesting or networking of sunlight, and more nutrition plant in the field is the weeds. So weeds are to be taken as a friend and source of energy. So not to kill, allow it. Through roots of the weeds, they provide inside also nutrition. It is an homogeneous or harmonious life between the weeds and the main plant of your farm.
You must,
Weed should not grow above the main plant, that's only taken care.
Pradeep, you must tell them about the number of calories that a human being needs per day and where it comes from.
Energy, the calorie value, what we are taking, it comes from the sun. And per square foot, sunlight falling and giving you energy calorie is 1,250 calorie per square foot in India. And that only harvested by the weeds. If you have capacity to harvest a sunlight directly, only 2 square foot area is sufficient to survive yourself. Because a human needs only 2,500 calories. A day will come when we all together, not alone, I can't do alone, but with all of us, a working spiritually in community, in a group, a day will come that we can have a capacity to harvest direct energy. So 2 square foot of area of weeds gives you energy to sustain or to live yourself.
So from tomorrow there's no lunch, only dinner. When the sun is up, you don't need to eat.
If Guruji visualize, it will happen.
Namaskaram. What's your opinion about the genetically modified crops? It's correct way?
We should not discuss such a question in such a spiritual…
So you'll go to prison for 6 months. Do you know the law right now?
And if you think even, it will create negative energy in you. So… One line answer, whatever we have not done spoil our planet, will spoil in future 10 years. That is the gift, it will be if we accept genetic food, GM. It will finish in 10 years. Such a harm with GM. So I don't want to discuss, please.
So why is it that everything which is so healthy is bitter and doesn't taste good, and whatever humans do to distort food is what makes it nutritious, and after coming here you realize that everything you like is so bad for your system. So why is it that nature has made either nature like that or man like that it does not like anything natural?
She's talking about chocolates only.
I couldn't understand, we'll discuss when you please. Huh? Please, again.
So what I was asking is that why is it that whatever's like everything which is natural, like for example Karela and Lauki, it is the best thing for the body if you have the juice in the morning. And as I had today neem balls and turmeric balls in the morning, And it is so bitter. And why haven't human beings evolved as such to like all these healthy things? And why do we go after Coca-Cola and fries? And even just now, as I'm sitting, I know I have fruits for dinner, but I'm thinking of bhajiyas. As in, why is the mind like that? Is what.
There are two types of bacteria working in their body. That bacteria wants bhajia and Coca-Cola. So, a vivek is given to your mind. Think what is good for your body. Body will give you answer. Neem leaves better than the Coca-Cola drink. It is your mind. When you coming in this such atmosphere, body does not like. But when you go outside, entire energy, entire thoughts is welcoming Coca-Cola. So that energy also, that's why I say, if you work in the commune, if you work together, an energy will develop which will protect everybody.
What? No, don't go close to him, Pradeep, he's…
Parthenium, good.
Parthenium. Oh, he's my friend.
Parthenium is my very good friend. I provide, if I have a system of drip, I will provide drip to Parthenium, not to the main crop. Why? Parthenium is a plant which provides in earliest or smaller or with minimum days a flower. When plant comes in the stage of flower earlier, it indicates all elements in the plants are in available form. And what we want as a manure? All the elements. So that weeds is the source of, a best source on this planet which provides all nutrients which is required by the other plant in earliest stage and shortest time. So it is best friend of the farmer.
Actually, from my own experience, Parthenium, I use Parthenium extensively. Everybody thought… I actually sent labor to other people's farms to cut Parthenium and bring it before it seeds.
And very supporting to Guruji, Sadhguruji, a most delicate plant is grape plant. Even grape grows with the weeds of plant. We got 20 tons per acre with these weeds, without using anything other. Okay, next.
Namaskar. I understand most of us are against genetically modified plants. However, we do not object to genetically modified medicines such as insulin. Is it because it's a rich man's medicine people do not object it, or why is that? Why is such a double standard between the medicines and plants?
Good. Answer for both same. It is understanding, is explanation from outside, but both are harmful. We should live such a way, there is no need of medicine. Life is with full of energy, and as Guruji said, full of bacteria which has capacity to resist yourself from any other plant, any other disease. So any medicines, homeopathy, allopathy, Ayurvedic, it is indicating something wrong with your lifestyle. So change the lifestyle, food system. There is no need of medicine.
Namaskaram. I'm working as a teacher One day I have asked this question to my children. What would you like to become in your future? Everybody answered, I would like to become an engineer, I would like to become a doctor this way. But nobody answered, I would like to become a farmer. So how to make interest on this to them? Please explain.
Correct. Very good question. In supporting, if you read the paper, my son want to get married. No one writes, I am a farmer. No one. So same thing. But situation is not created by the farmer, by the education system. Our entire universities is leading towards the benefit to the supplier and not to the farmer and not to the consumer. And our politicians are also part because they get the money from the suppliers by manufacturers. So entire system is not to make farmers sustainable or farming sustainable, a supplier should become richer. Now, farming is depending on external inputs of seeds, external inputs of manure, external inputs of fertilizers, whatever, and pesticides, everything from outside. And water, again from borewell or by the grace. No source of water also, an assured supply of water. Everything outside dependent. And even last, when farm produce is ready, market price also not decided by the farmer. Even if I purchase a pen, even at 10 rupees, manufacturer decides the price of 10 rupees. See the pity part of the farmer. He produced for 3 months, 6 months, or after 1 year, price he can't decide. Everything depending on somebody. And we expect farmer become prosperous. And another answer, supporting, who is consumer? Consumer is who is not farmer. And government wants food should be available in cheapest form. So even produce something more by the farmers, price will go down. If they produce less, they export or import. Every way, farmer is losing. Answer is, farming should be self-sufficient. One, everything should be done by himself, by the farmer. He should be self-sufficient in seeds, first. He should be independent from manure. He should have a right to decide the price. How? It is only between relationship between consumer and the farmer. Now, consumers are aware. They also want to save their body and from health. So they don't want to get disease. So a time is coming, a consumer will visit the farmer and see the way he is doing the farming and will offer the best price to the farmer because he wants to save himself. A relationship between farmer and consumer to be developed. And natural science is emphasized, is insist a relationship between consumer and the producer. Ideal condition is who is producing, he should consume. But it is not possible. So next ideal condition is every consumer should visit a farm at least once in a week, once in a month, and see the farmer how he's doing. Let farmer get confidence. Whatever I'm going to produce, I'm getting best price. Best price. So, a day is coming. A farmer will only become a prosperous than the Mukesh Ambani.
Am I also allowed a question? When you want to do this kind of farming, suppose your neighbor is a uses GM seed, GM tractor, he's married to a GM wife and completely violent way of farming all around you and you alone, one island of this kind. How effective is it? And what is the problems that one faces in that? And also, because everything is done by hand, how labor-intensive is the whole process?
It is not questioned by the Guruji. He wants you should know all these things. Answer is with him. Answers given by him to me. I'm just speaking on behalf of Guruji.
You're not supposed to reveal everything.
Answer is, if, example, where I'm doing my farm, entire, just opposite, east, west, north, south, all are doing with chemical pesticides and all are growing soybean. You know, a soybean is just starting from the seed get germinate, a pesticide starts spreading. One, all are using tractor, all are using harvester. Okay, children and family also are with GM. I am surviving. Why? I create such an Amrut Mitti. Plants which are old plants. In half an acre, you're surprised to know 130 different varieties of crops are in my half an acre farm. 130 varieties of crop. Whatever I need, I consume, everything comes from my farm. And with record yield. No compromise. Record yield, I mean, any one farmer who has produced highest yield, which is awarded by the central government, better than that, crop should come from my farm. Why? Ultimate, crop is nothing but networking of sunlight. And my friend, sun does not send you bill. It is the art. Whatever you harvest, network, without exploiting ecosystem, nothing will affect to your farm. Because your energy is such a strong, you are loving, you are concerned, you are care, and healing your plant, plants heals to you. No insect will affect.
That's good. There's one more person. என்ன சாயந்தரம் சாப்பிட்டு வந்த பண்ணின்னு
Sir, this is the last question. Please look back and just comment on that painting.
Microphone works here.
Yeah. Please look back and see the painting. Just comment 2 words about the painting. It may be recording.
Maybe. See, what I see, Guruji sitting under the tree and having a positive energy, plants offering everything. With any other adverse condition, it didn't offer.
No, we need to hang him there. We need to hang him there. But last question, we'll finish with him.
Deepak ji, if a farmer decides to live his life in his farmland, to produce all that he wants to eat and live a healthy life, in terms of fruits, vegetables, pulses, grains, everything, how much land he requires on a minimum basis is just one thing. And the recent statistic says that the average land holding of a farmer is less than 2 acres, and the India's population is exploding. Is there a possibility for us to fulfill this requirement of food with the available land in India?
Good. You are smart. Asking last question, he asked 2 questions. So first question, he asked the minimum land. A quarter acre, 10,000 square foot of area is sufficient to feed a family of 5 members, including house, including free place, including source of water required to grow the plant. So water, house and free place to play, everything covers in just 10,000 square foot. Second question. A shortest answer is, forget India, entire world. India is capable to feed not only the human being now, a 7 times more India is capable to feed. And I mean it. We can see it, I can see scientific data with this.
No, Pradeep, don't say such thing. They'll take this as a license to explode population. You have to tell them your children are going to die of starvation if you produce too many.
But with grace, I'll say, we are abundant. We have abundant source. That's only the message.
That's fine, thank you. So, we wish to acknowledge Pradeep for not for coming here, but for who he is and what he has done. And if everything goes well, we will be seeing a lot of him because we are not sending him back. Thank you very much.